Alright, we are here to talk about Anaconda. This is my set of the first 4 films. Apparently there's more. I don't know if they're worth watching, but these are the ones I already own. So we're doing those. I would do more, but I don't own those. So these are the ones I got. So we're starting with the first one. I've watched that one and the second one. I have yet to watch the other 2. I'll be watching those soon. I think either this week or next. Depends, I might be busy this week. I'm going to a show on Saturday, which is when I normally do these things. Anyway, enough tangents. We're talking about the first Anaconda. Anaconda, I guess, brackets 1997. I mean, that's how I put all my movies on here. I always put brackets that, regardless, because I'm just like, eventually, there may be a new one, or there might be an obscure one I've never heard of, and someone goes, why do you mean this film? I'm like, no, I don't mean that film. Shut your... Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, right, Anaconda is about a film, about people doing a documentary. Well, I think a documentary and a film. And then they get distracted by a random guy who is obviously evil. He's quite obviously evil. Like, so, just, it... I'm just like, how do you fall for this kind of guy? This guy is quite clearly terrible. And you're like, nah, I think this guy's fine. We'll keep. I mean, admittedly they're in the buttfuck nowhere. They're on a raft and they pick up a hitchhiker and they go, yeah, this guy's fine. He's not. He's the worst. Basically, sabotages everything just so he can get them to go on a particular course he wants to go on, so he can go get the big anaconda. That's basically it, really. A lot of people die. Spoilers. It's a horror film, so yeah. It's one of those kind of classic horror films where you got a big cast of characters. Why? So you can kill them. You can kill them. That's why you have them. You got a good cast for this film as well. You do have Ice Cube. He's there. Jennifer Lopez. Who's the one I always keep remembering? Jonathan Hyde. Yep. Because of Jumanji. I'm a kid who grew up with Jumanji, so that man is always going to be in my head. Owen Wilson's is like a very kind of a smaller character. Danny Trejo is at the start of the film. He's the classic horror character that shows up at the start of the film to die before basically the titles. I don't know what that trope is called, and it's definitely a trope, but I don't know what's called. It just you always get in a horror film. You just get that one guy, like one guy or like a group of people that do. Yeah, have to die at the start of a film to be like, here's the threat. Anyway, now we go to, now they go, here's the boring stuff, we've got to set up characters, because obviously you have to set up characters. But there's always just that one guy who's just like, hello, I'm here to die. Or a group of people. Yeah, sometimes a group. But just to establish the threat before you get to the boring stuff at the start. Basically, get your interests to start with, rather than just going, now we go to introduced characters. Your kind of your opening stinger, maybe, I guess. I don't know. There's a trope for it. I don't really know. I don't really know what it's called. I'm just rambling, because that's how I do these reviews. Welcome to my reviews. I ramble. I ramble off the top of my head. It's not good, but I do it anyway. I mean, that's pretty much most of my channel. A lot of it's not good, but I still do it anyway. What am I saying anymore? Yeah. So there's that. Like I said, it is aged really well. There's maybe a few bits of CGI that are like a bit... it's not very good. But overall, it holds up really well. There's quite a lot of practical effects and practical sets, which I think help a lot. Help this not age terribly. And I think it's that classic school of thought of you use your villain sparingly. And it works. Because, I mean, it's better for you when you're doing a film, because it's cheaper, to use your villain sparingly, especially when they're a big-ass snake. And, B, it just, helps keep the mystique of the villain. I mean, admittedly, you know what the fucking villain is, a fucking big snake. It's not in the film, it's on the cover. Oh, listen to that row. That's 3 discs, baby! Actually, it's 2 discs. I've got one in already, just to give myself a bit of a refresher. Weirdly on this set, so we'll just talk briefly about this set. I'm gonna look at this because it feels like it's rattling about. And it bothers me. Oh no, it's just because it's got that little. It's always got that little flappy bit. You got a little flappy bit. This first film doesn't have any special features beyond a theatrical trailer. Like, come on, guys. Come on. I've seen a few A8 film ones before. These ones don't have much. Weirdly, the second film has more. Don't know why. Got no idea why. But yeah, the first one, not so many features. And it looks like the last 2 have no features other than subtitles. So, yeah, that's a slight problem. But oh well. Like I said, this one was good. It's got too obvious of a villain, which is my problem with it. You're just like, well, that guy's the villain, and he is. Yeah, because the snake is kind of secondary to the main villain. The snake is like, yeah, there, but let's be honest. You got the main villain who's basically pushing our characters to one particular thing, and you're like, that guy's evil. And you're like, yeah, he is. That's it. That's the film. There's not really you never really question if he is evil. He just is. Like, the way he's kind of played. I should have it up, but I don't. Because Eric Stoll. No, John Voight. John Voight. There we go. I was getting my characters mixed up. Yeah, played by John Voight. Yeah, he's basically quite clearly a villain from the get-go. Yeah, this one is one of those ones. It's enjoyable. It's a fun romp. That's about it, really. I don't really have much else to say. It's pretty simplistic, but that's not a bad thing. Just like I said, if the villain could be improved, just giving you a few more questions where it's just like, is he really evil? This would be like, nah, mate, that guy's fucking evil. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of my rambling. Next up, we're going to be talking about. Let me pull up the name of the one. Why is it green? Why is it red text on a fucking black background? Is Anaconda's The Hunt for the Blood Orchid. It's really hard to. You see that red text? That just says hard to read. That's the next one. Anyway, I'm going to say you all live long and prosper.